life is a big song. But for Peter Columbus, on May 10th, 1863, it was playing a tune of duty. The Mississippi air hung heavy with humidity as Peter, a Union soldier and teamster with the Minnesota 4th, received his unusual orders that morning. While most of his comrades prepared for the siege of Vicksburg, Peter's mission was different. Escort an enslaved man from a nearby plantation to General Grant's field headquarters. The sun was barely crusting over the horizon when Peter set out. His uniform, once crisp blue, now faded from years in the field, still commanded respect in the Union-controlled territories. His horse's feet slogged underneath him as he navigated the muddy roads towards the nearest plantation he could find. Peter wasn't born a soldier. Back in Canada, he'd been in school to become an architect, like his father. When Lincoln called for volunteers, Peter thought it was a certain death sentence. Slavery had divided the nation. As his horse approached the plantation, Peter could see the tension in the eyes of the few workers visible in the field. The plantation owner, a Confederate colonel, fled weeks earlier when Union forces advanced. A slave stood on the porch, rifle in hand, glaring as Peter approached. "I have orders to escort one of your workers to General Grant's field office," Peter announced, his voice steady despite the slave's hostile stare. "Which one?" the slave spat. "You," Peter replied, holding firm to his orders. Nearly 40 years old, with graying hair and clear eyes, he could not help but worry that this was nothing more than another lynching. Peter waited for the man to gather his horse. He reassured the man this was no lynching. General Grant just wanted local knowledge to share the lay of the land and the best route into Vicksburg from our position. "We need your help to win this war and free you all. Please, I want to get back home," Peter said. They reached the Mississippi River by midday. The ferry crossing was controlled by Union forces. As they waited their turn to board, Peter shared his hardtack and dried beef with the slave. At the ferry crossing, Peter kept his rifle steady as they slowly crossed the river, his eyes scanning the shoreline for any sign of danger. "I forgot to ask your name," Peter said. "It's Elijah," the slave replied, watching the water with both wonder and terror. "Thanks for asking," Elijah said. On the other side, they traveled 3 more miles on horseback to reach General Grant's field tent, the nerve center for the Vicksburg campaign. Officers in not-so-pristine uniforms bustled about as Peter's horse came to a stop. Peter reported to the staff officer who greeted them. "This is Elijah," Peter said. Peter looked at Elijah reassuringly. "It'll be okay. General Grant just wants to talk," Peter said. Elijah was quickly ushered inside the general's tent while Peter watered and tied up the horses. An hour later, Elijah emerged with a captain who explained that Elijah's knowledge of the Confederate supply routes and fortifications around Vicksburg might help save countless Union lives. Peter was ordered to return Elijah safely back to his plantation, this time with military escorts for additional protection. As they boarded the ferry for the return journey, Elijah looked back at Grant's muster of 45,000 Union soldiers. "I hope I helped," Elijah remarked quietly. "We did the right thing," Peter replied. As the ferry pulled away, carrying them back across the Mississippi River, by sunset, with Elijah safely delivered back to the plantation, Peter completed his mission. When he returned to camp, Grant called Peter back to his tent. "Sir," Peter said, "I want you in charge of the supply transport tomorrow, Columbus," Grant said. "Yes, sir," Peter replied. Peter saluted and turned to exit the tent. "And Peter," Grant called, "thank you for your help today. Keep your head down and the supply trains out of harm's way." "Yes, sir," Peter replied. That evening, Peter took his plate of supper back into his tent, and in between bites of food, closed his eyes and dreamed of simpler times back in Prairie du Chien.
I hang a mirror on the tree. I hang my hat upon the branch. Shave my face through the leaves. I'm a traveling photographer. I'll drink with anyone. Whiskers and whiskey in the sun. There's a village across the lake. We're camping near a stream. Check the crib if she's awake. The poppies need a name. Two are better than one. Whiskers and whiskey in the sun. The gloves are hanging on the line. My woman looks so fine. Butterfly beds on the box. My fishing pole is on the docks. Place the pumpkin on the crate. And put that toolbox on the stone. There's an American flag on the gate. Where we drink to the stars and stripes. Families and loved ones. Whiskers and whiskey in the sun.